So there are two parts of speech. One part would be the content, the other one is the presentation. Content, which we already know before even we go onto the stage, presentation is how we really present it. So is it safe to say and simple to say that content is what you want to say, presentation is how you say it? And the content, when anyone is speaking, the speaker is the king or queen of the content, and presentation is how well they're able to present it when they start delivering that content. So you want to focus on content, you want to prepare it well. When you get the opportunity to speak, it's not just the opportunity, but it also comes with a great responsibility to come with the best content possible. And when it comes to the presentation side of it, you know, just not getting the microphone, but you want to make the best use of it. You want to see that your audience gets full advantage. Great content, great presentation. If the content is great, the presentation is not great, the audience does not walk away with complete advantage. Same thing, if there is no good content, great presentation, same results, the audience does not get the full benefit. So we want to have a great content and great presentation both at the same time. The next part is OBC, that stands for the opening, the body, the conclusion, or the start, the middle, and the end. Opening, get the attention of the audience, body of the speech would be the main part of your speech, and closing are your final thoughts. What is it that you want your audience to do with that content? Or maybe leave them with a thought. So it could be anything. It could be call to action, or it could be something to ponder, something to think about. You're leaving them on a positive note on the closing part. So that's again opening body and closing. Opening, getting the attention. There are so many ways we can get the attention. Quotes. Quotes are amazing way to start. It sets the tone for the speech. That'll be great if we are starting out with a quote. For example, for the leadership, if your actions inspire others to dream more, to learn more, to do more, and to become more, you are a leader. It sets the tone for your session, for your meeting, for your presentation. So that's the quote. You can also start with a question, which is a relevant question. Ask them the question, meaningful question, and maybe you might ask people to raise hands. So they have to listen to the question carefully, they have to pay attention and then respond. So all of those things can bring the attention. Storytelling, once upon a time, amazing way. You start with any of the story, specific body language you can use, or you may use any props. Props are the properties which we can use. So please turn off the noise making devices. So when you lift up that phone, you show the people, they get the prop or the property that gives an idea. Statistics, any kind of statistics you can come up with. 1 million tons of plastic we dispose into the ocean every single day. So it's a stat. Stat brings an idea to the audience about the magnitude of a problem which you're talking about, or the kind of solutions you're talking about in terms of numbers. Joke, interesting way of doing it. You can start with something funny and interesting, get the attention of your audience. So that's a different way of opening your speech. Depending upon what kind of speech you're doing, you can use it very effectively. So humor is a very effective way of opening the speech too. And the body of the speech divide into three parts. Tell your audience what you're going to tell them. Tell a story, make a point. Tell another story, make another point. Tell the next story, make next point. Finally, tell your audience what you told them. I told you story one, two, three. And then you go for the summary. The last part, we talked about just briefly what is it that your audience can take home and the call to action. So that will be the closing part of it. The next part we want to share is, are you loud and clear? Are we speaking loudly and clearly? If you're not loud, people cannot hear you. If they cannot hear you, they cannot listen to you. If they cannot listen to you, they cannot understand you. If they cannot understand, they will not do what you're asking them to do. So, what's the point of the speech? The clarity, again, important part. It could be loud, but if it's mumbling, if the sound is not coming out as it should, then there is a problem with the audience. They can't hear you well. Again, same results. Clarity, loudness, you need to have that. Some vocal variety, very important. Vocal variety can give a break to the audience rather than being extremely monotonous. You could try something, break the audience, the attention of the audience by a vocal variety. So it can give a break to the audience. And confidence. Confidence is a combination of so many things which are happening at that time. So we'll talk about that on the confidence as we go further. Eye contact, having an eye contact with the audience, very important. Three parts. One is if the audience did not understand anything, you can respond instantly, ask questions. If they're giving a stare, you know that probably somebody did not understand something. Go back, ask question, repeat it, so you can solve that right away. If they're not attentive, looking out of the window, or they're playing with the phone, you know that there is something going on with the speech, something might not be that interesting. So we want to focus on that part. And some of the cultures, if you don't have an eye contact, people don't trust you. So very important for the speaker to have an eye contact with the audience. So those are the kind of things we talk. And then you can practice how you practice your speech in front of a mirror, so you can see yourself and your gestures are visible. Record on a phone, just recording. Simple things happen when we record the speech. One thing, we get listened to our own voice, get used to with that. Any of the words we repeat constantly, or if you're not using vocal variety, or if you're using the words in way they're not supposed to be used, or some words are not pronounced properly, all of those can be caught and they can be corrected. Words per minute, number of words per minute we speak per minute. For example, we're speaking 150 words. If we have to do a 5-minute speech, we need 750 words. If we do a different one, we might run too close or we might go over. So words per minute, again, very important part of it. So again, what we covered is the types of speeches, the parts of speeches, how we divide it, and then the sequence we follow into the opening, body, closing. And again, we learned about how to practice the speech. So all of these put together, we become a better speaker faster by putting all these things together. So let's focus on it. Let's try it. Let's practice it and just go ahead and do it. Thanks for watching. I'll see you soon.